I'm Brother Juju.
Hey, it's too homie Pain. What it do? We got our brother Hugh, man. It's just what it is. The Brothers Hermanos. Hey, yeah. So, I mean, So what's been cracking, Hugh? You said it's been a long ass day, man. First of all, Hugh got the bars, like dumb bars. He been had the bars since young, real young. Since yay high.
You was kind of one of the
came out the womb spitting bars, so I already know. Like y'all trying, you got the Rap Money single out right now.
Yeah,
that's what's cracking.
Out right now.
Download that, check that out. Check out the video. My favorite one you did was Family. That Family record. I feel like J. Cole. Or his team or whatever, heard you kill that, and they was like, yo, we gotta do something.
After I put that out, Bryson Tiller did that joint, and J. Cole did his single. Yeah. So that was trippy, but yeah, man, that video was really dope to do. But yeah, I got this new album that I'm working on right now. That's gonna come out towards the end of the year.
Solid. Looking forward to that one, bro. Got his last couple projects. They always lyrically on point, production sonically on point.
Thank you.
You doing your stuff, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. So I pulled up on you the other day. I got one of the Hotbowls because he's selling Hotbowls in the hood.
This man got his own business. Yeah, he's telling me about the food, man.
Yeah, so how'd you even get into that? How did that even come about?
It's kind of random, honestly. Well, like, when I was growing up, my mom had a catering business. And so, like, on the weekends and stuff, when I was, like, in high school, I would be working for her. I'm doing parties and weddings and funerals even sometimes, like, you know, catering big events. And that's how I learned how to cook and learn how to portion out shit, like make big portions.
That's extra points with the ladies, too, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
They love a nigga who can cook. But yeah, so when this whole COVID shutdown happened, the week following, I was supposed to leave to go on a tour. And it was going all around the country, you feel me?
Damn, they messing up money.
So yeah, my money was all fucked up. My whole spring, summer plans was all fucked up, you know, and that's like for a rapper, like that's the time like when everything is cracking, you know, you dropping music, you doing festivals.
That's a springboard.
Yeah, you feel me? So
man,
that's the season where you really start to clean up, you feel me? And then it sets you up for the spring and the winter and then going back into the
projects,
new year, you know?
Sponsorships.
All that.
Damn.
So, you feel me, that Monday when it rolled around where it was like, okay, this is the first Monday we're on quarantine.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what am I gonna do? Like, you feel me? I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just take the day off and just try to figure it out. Like,
I think a lot of people felt like that.
You know?
A lot of people really fell from grace.
Yeah.
One day turned into 3 days. It was just a blur. It was
really
like, I don't even know if it's the same day anymore.
A lot of it, but my boy maneuvered though. You maneuvered and you.
Yeah, well, it was really my mom though, cause she hit me and she was like, you know, if your grandma was still here, she would have been out here doing hustling something like whoop-de-whoop. You feel me?
Oh shit.
And so she kind of pressed me like that, and she was like, you need to get out here and sell some food. Like that's what I would be doing.
You got a good foundation, man.
Yeah.
That's
so mom's
and
pressed.
The brothers too, because I'm sure the brothers had it. What's good with them, man?
Shit, everybody's just working.
Everybody up.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, man. Shout out to mom. Shout out to the whole family, man. Shout out to your fam, bro.
Yeah, bro.
How many brothers you got, man?
I got 2 brothers.
That's all right.
I'm the youngest.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
It would always be parties in like View Park, you know, like on Kenway, DJ Kenway.
Yeah.
He throwing stuff, you know what I'm saying? He'll be present at all of them.
I did a party with DJ Kenway, man.
Oh, really?
In View Park. We had this big house, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I was probably there.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, when it was that big house, it was like a pool in the back.
With the dinosaurs.
Yeah, you had to walk around the side, yep. Because I was cutting Ken hair. Him and his brother.
Heard?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was cutting them since they was
we're all
kids.
like a big family.
Yeah.
What you miss the most about all them functions back in the day, man? I know, you know, because LA was, we had like the young clubs there too. Yeah, like the View Park parties and all that.
Okay, what I miss about the functions is like the authentic, like tainted LA culture that we had, like, because now I feel like LA culture is pop culture. Like, our culture has, like, in the last 10 years has really, like, the niche LA things
Right about that, man.
have become, like,
that's real talk.
what the mainstream is,
That's
you know?
real talk.
Like, even when you look on TV, you look at Insecure, like, it's really a show about our LA.
Yeah.
You feel me? And it's like, that's what represents black culture right now. You feel me?
That
Like,
View Park, Ladera, Inglewood,
you feel me?
Baldwin,
All that.
vibes.
You feel me?
Yeah, yep.
Like, that is what represents black
Yeah.
America right now. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, being a part of that history and, like, being present in those moments, like, where that was just new to us and it just was what we were living.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I miss, like, that vibe, that energy, you know?
It's funny because that area got like 3 or 2 of the top black communities in America.
The top
But at
3.
the same time, it's one of the most dangerous low income black areas in California. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, like it's like crazy.
Like South Central's right here, and then you go up there.
Yeah, and then I mean, you know, Inglewood is man, it's great.
Inglewood's getting torn up with gentrification right now.
It's changing now. That stadium, man.
Yeah.
That stadium, they're not playing.
I mean, my new album is a lot about that, you know?
It's the best time to be having something.
Yeah. So my new album is going to be called 100 Years Later. And so pretty much what it's about is my great-grandparents moved to LA in 1920. You feel me? That was 100 years ago.
So you telling a story.
Yeah, and it's really just about kind of like, if you could imagine if I was speaking to my great-grandfather and his vision of like what he thought LA would be in 100 years versus what it really is, you know, it's like we're still going through the same issues that they was going through.
I salute you on that concept. That's fire, bro.
That's some crazy visuals, man. I can already like in my head like the because I cut a 93-year-old this older black man, and then he was telling me about like the whole history of LA and like the Dunbar Hotel. That was where all the black professionals and entertainers used to stay, and that was the only top hotel they could stay in. And he was telling me how that was our center. You know what I mean? That was our location, 43rd and Central.
Right.
And he was telling me how black people gentrified LA first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Man, that's crazy.
We all moved out here and we...
Yeah, because we had families and he was like, we used to
I'm
hunt Ladera.
Right.
So where your favorite place that you traveled, that you gone to? I know you've been pretty much around the world. You've been a lot of places with it, dog.
Yeah, I've been all over Europe. I haven't been to Africa yet.
So where's your favorite place so far that you've been to? Like, if you like that made you leave LA, or not made you leave, because you gonna leave, it's your city, bro. You got to keep this motherfucker.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you were traveling or you working on somewhere else, where do you think that you would kick it at for like a year, 2 years worth of time? Not in the States, outside the States.
I would say it would be it would be a place in Europe. It would probably be between like Berlin, Copenhagen, or Amsterdam.
I like Berlin too.
Yeah, man.
Is it the vibe of it, or what makes you say
It's
that?
the vibe, it's the people. It's the vibe, it's the people. It's like the culture, the diversity. Yeah. I like being in a place where, people's like lifestyle is very like more eco-friendly and more conscious in terms of like, people aren't driving big ass cars because they look cool. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, nigga, we just trying to get from A to B. Like, you feel me?
Right.
And everybody, it kind of puts everybody on this like common level of like, we all ride the train. Yeah. We all walk, we all ride bikes.
People exchange energy more. Exchange.
Yeah, like when I go out to Hamburg, I'll be like walking around with the homies. And we could be going to the store.
You say that so casually, like when I was in Hamburg.
Right.
That's fine.
Right.
But it's like, you feel me? We might run into 10 people just going down the block, and it's just love. You know what I'm saying?
And they trains be on point too.
Oh yeah, 1 minute.
It be on point.
You can't be
it be so on point. You don't need a car.
That shit taught me a lot about respecting time too, because
Right.
out there, if you tell somebody I'm gonna meet you at 5:30, if you show up at 5:45, they left. You feel me?
Different
like,
culture, huh?
Yeah, they like he ain't coming.
Yeah, it's like
Over here in our culture, we know niggas gonna be late, so it's like they gonna show when they show up. They gonna come. They tell you they coming, then they probably gonna come.
But out there, it's like all about, you feel me?
Punctual.
Yeah, you're punctual because you want to respect everybody else's time. You feel me?
Yeah, respect. I get that.
Yeah.
Especially with somebody like us, it's a lot. It's like, it's really electric to us. It's a lot going on. So it's easy to get caught up in something on your way to something else. Like, you know what I mean? It's a lot going on
It's
in
a
the
big
street.
city too.
People,
Like,
everybody walking, people riding bikes. Like the bike culture is
Yeah.
big out there. Like people actually out in the
so
streets.
it's cool. It's like a healthy lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Everybody eat fresh.
one day I was in Amsterdam. I walked 10 miles. Just like both days I was there. Like in total, I walked 20 miles. I walked 10 miles a day.
Right.
Just walking around town. You feel me? So it's like in LA, how many times are you gonna have done that in a day?
Man, people ain't walking down the street in LA.
Right.
Really, you know what I mean? We got like a cabin fever or something. People.
So yeah, I like that. I like that aspect. And then like Amsterdam, you can smoke weed. Copenhagen, you can smoke weed.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
Did you like Barcelona?
I haven't been to Spain.
Oh man, I love.
I haven't been to Italy.
You haven't been to Italy either?
Yeah.
Oh man, you definitely gotta rock out in them spots. I think you like Berlin and all that. You gonna like Barcelona a lot. You gonna like Barcelona a lot, man. Yeah, same thing. The train system. You don't need no whip up there.
Right.
Yeah, you can stay smoke up there. They get going up.
Yeah, it's cool,
The
man.
beach, they got the beach life. Yeah, that's good. Italy is cool. I mean, I think Italy is a nice spot to the infrastructure, you know. But
I think like Black Americans gotta go to Europe
yeah,
and see that there's Black people there,
right,
and see the way that our culture affects them,
right.
because like we're so far removed from like our African
Yeah.
culture and like a lineage, just because we just don't know,
Right.
that when we go over there, they're kind of like the link to Africa, like linking with that Black community, because they're more in touch, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people are one generation from
Right.
having, you know, their grandma still lives in Ghana.
Oh yeah, a lot of people there is
You know
like
what I'm
first
saying?
generation Europeans.
Yeah.
African for real.
Yeah.
Like, it's right there. You're right on top of them.
Yeah, and they're like welcoming us with open arms, kind of like. you
Speaking
feel
of
me?
open arms, do you believe in bearing arms?
That we should have guts.
Yeah, man.
Totally.
Totally. I remember when you got you got hit up, man, back in the day, right?
Yeah.
When you was younger. Bro, when you came back so much more disciplined, and you came back
Totally.
on like you leveled up on like mentally, just like flex mode up.
Totally.
I always respected that, dog. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you,
I had to
man.
salute you on that right now, bro.
I had to go into this period of like isolation and reflection, you know, like forced. You feel me? Like you gotta sit here and just think about everything that, like, we go through so much stuff every day, so much shit is happening, that you don't have any time to sit back and reflect on like your life, like even what you did today. You feel me? So imagine you go through 20 years, 30 years of your life and you never had to really sit down and like think about where you've been, what you've done, what's happened to you, the things you've seen, your relationships with people. You know what I'm saying?
That made you sit down, huh?
Yeah, I literally was forced to sit down.
How many of them did you take, dog?
3.
Took 3 of them.
Yeah. And
Just
then-
came back leveled up like you never even know, for real, for real. Came back on some Buddha Zen level monk shit.
Right. That's what this
Like there's no
quarantine
enemy
thing
outside,
is.
the enemy within can't hurt you. Or no enemy within, the enemy outside can't hurt you. Whatever the quote is, you get it. You go both ways.
Yeah.
That's what this quarantine is, you know.
Straight up.
Like basically like cleansing your mental palate. Just clean your mental palate off, like you said. Now you got a company.
There's so many distractions on the day-to-day too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah,
bro.
bearing arms is kind of like, you feel me, we live in a militarized place. You know what I mean? So it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, who are the guns for? Like, you know, the police.
Dun, dun, dun,
The police,
dun.
Your neighbors.
the police got the guns for us.
Tapes.
You know, like.
Yeah, that's
So-
real talk. That's real talk. Like you said, some of those places in Europe, you don't really see guns like that. You know what I mean? Like you go to the UK.
There's like
they're
a
not
better,
taking
I
guns.
feel like there's a better understanding and like respect for human life too, though.
That's
in a lot
real.
of places, you know?
Yeah,
Different
Just
cultures.
life in general, you know?
Yeah, I'm not gonna front a lot of places.
That's right here, bro.
A lot of places I went to in Europe, I seen like literally like on the wall, like it was a legit sign. It said racism is not permitted here.
Right.
I was like, oh, that's cool. I mean, you know, it's there, but you know.
They have a lot of progressive ideas out there, but then there's a lot of like showmanship too, you know, like just because you put up the monuments doesn't mean that like the people change.
Nah.
You know?
Nah.
So like in Paris there's a lot of like bad racism.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Or, like there's a lot of like problems with
France.
you know, with immigrant like people being racist towards immigrants because there's like a big immigration issue going on, you know?
Oh yeah, that's the whole
The refugee crisis.
Yeah, because once you get in the EU, you're good. You can move around. You know?
Right, yeah, so
Yeah, once you're in there, right.
I can't really say one is better than the other, you know? Like, it just always feels better when you go someplace else,
Yeah.
you know? Because everything you see is new. Like, if I drive over here today, like, I'm driving past this street 1,000 times, 10,000 times in my life. Like,
Right.
one time I drove by, I seen a car crash. Another time I drove by, I seen, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so that all that stores in your memory, you feel me? So it's like, we experiencing all this trauma on the day-to-day just being from LA and driving around, walking around, just existing.
Yeah.
So every time you go somewhere else, it's gonna feel better and more refreshing because it's
It's
all
a new energy.
new.
It's a new frequency.
You feel me? It's
Yeah.
all new. Like you just taking it in for the first time. It's like GTA, you know, unlocking a map.
Yeah.
Like you got this map unlocked in LA already. You know where the shit is at.
Yeah.
You go to these new places, you're you know, coding the map in your brain like I've never been here before. Like,
Message.
Right.
You feel me?
I was talking to a female friend of mine, and she travels like all of us. And she was basically saying, like, she said something that was real, she said, traveling is finding gems in other people's backyard. And I said, I thought about it, and I just got it. I was like, because how often you go to other people's city and you'll come as a tourist or you just come as a visitor, and a lot of the things you're trying to do, like, they never heard of it. Like, it's so many hidden gems in LA. Like, tourism, people go to other people's countries, cities, states, and find those gems. Like, it's so much stuff here that I found out, and I just learned it from having foreigner friends. And they're like, oh yeah, they're like, oh, you don't know about Velvet Margarita or this place, that place, and you're just like, and you're like, I walk by that every day.
And they're like seeing it
Like,
on the
where's that
internet.
building? And they're like, oh, if I could just get by that building. You know, like how we go see the monuments and stuff, and they be like, ah, yeah. Like, I was living by the beach, and like, it was crazy. Like, for 6 months, I didn't go to the beach. I was like down the street from the beach, but I always had in the back of my head, like, it's gonna be there.
Going there every day.
Yeah, and people are dying to
Flying
get to
in, spending thousands to just.
God damn. That must be my dog fucking some shit up, man. Brothers Hermanos, hey, right? So tell them why you mad, Hugh. Like, what you over here?
Tell them what I'm mad about.
Yeah, why you mad, bro? Why you mad, bro?
I'm mad that we got killer police on the loose, just chilling somewhere.
Well,
where are they? Who knows? But they're not in prison where they should be.
That's crazy.
So I'm mad about that. You feel me?
What else?
I'm mad we got a president who's just filling the media with propaganda. You feel me? Like, We got these corporations donating money to the administration, but they're invested in private prisons.
Good PR.
You know?
That's it.
Like, I'm mad about that. I'm mad that I got homies doing time for crimes that white people are making billions off of.
Non-violent.
Tell them. Yeah.
You feel me? I'm mad about that.
Right.
You feel me?
Tell them.
I'm mad I got homies that are dead from gang violence in the city.
Get
But
them.
we ain't got no jobs. We ain't got no health care.
Tell them.
You feel me? No education. They trying to shut down elementary schools. They trying to shut down Warren Lane in Inglewood, you know? There's not about to be no schools in Inglewood. They trying to shut down Morningside. Warren
Ain't nothing to
Lane.
do with with my brother from Morningside.
You know what I'm saying? I'm mad about that.
that is crazy, man.
There's a lot of things to be mad about, you know?
Yeah, right now is a good time to be alive. We're reshaping society. Man.
But I'm happy about a lot of things too.
Word. The balance on.
Yeah, so it's like, I feel like, what did Alec Baldwin say? I mean, not Alec Baldwin, that's the actor. James Baldwin. He said, to be black and conscious is to be angry all the time, something like that.
Message.
It's like, nigga, we gonna be mad if we know what the fuck is going on, because it's so much.
Ignorance is bliss.
You know? The more you know, the more angry you're gonna be every day, because then it's like, fuck, I got a bigger job to do now.
Yeah, to me, my interpretation of being conscious in America is like being in the Twilight Zone. It's literally like the Twilight Zone, man. Like
it's like the reality is worse than these sci-fi shows.
Yeah, it's like, damn, it's like I feel like I'm on an episode of Black Mirror. Come on now. It's like, everybody hates me, but they don't know why they hate me. And I don't know why they hate me. I think I know why they hate me.
Y'all be seeing those little memes on Twitter and Instagram where they be like informational memes?
Yeah.
So I seen one the other day that was talking about the Moors and the Moor rule over Europe for 700 years.
Speaking of Europe is our history. They built Europe.
You feel me?
Right.
So it was talking about that being the root of like them hating us and white supremacy and all this stuff. I just thought that was kind of interesting, like how, one, like the idea of that, and then two, like how we just disseminate information on the internet with memes.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Because it's like some of these little facts be like real, but it's like because it's in a meme.
It's kind of like our modern day artifacts.
Yeah.
We just make a meme, and the meme is just forever there.
You feel me?
And people come and they have different interpretations of what it may mean.
Yeah, it's
but
like
you
is
never
it true?
really know because you're not in the person's head that made the meme.
You know?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, man. I didn't think about that, man.
Yeah, memes are like the new hieroglyphs, dude.
Some people live by memes.
That's classic. That's bars right there, now.
Exactly.
I'll put that in the record, bro. Put that on the song. For sure.
You feel me though? Like,
Put that on the song.
nigga, you
bro.
see a meme, that shit is living forever.
Right. Once you go digital, it's no turning back, man.
I feel hip hop is the new generation of the pyramids because they wrote all their stories in the temples. You know, they put their art inside of it, and that's pretty much what we do. Is you getting his perspective through the bars, through rapping. You know what I'm saying? I get my perspective through the bars, and I guess doing shit like this too, this Brothers Hermanos shit, because we going a little bit deeper in. So you look at the symbol of you be like, yo, that's a solid motherfucker right there. Bro. Those layers to this dude right here, bro. So that's what's dope because the symbol is like the million words or a billion words.
Right.
And that's all they etched in there because they tried to bomb it, try to put it on fire, try to like nuke that motherfucker. They try to do everything to it and it's still standing. So it's like a testament where it's like you infinite, you eternal. Like, and that's what we want to do through the music. It's like tell our perspectives or tell our stories that have like a symbol behind it.
Straight up.
It's
make that motherfucker live forever.
It's therapeutic too. It's therapeutic.
Exactly. Cause I feel that's what we came back in this human form to like be able to do this music shit, man.
Hell yeah.
Or just art, you know, because people do it differently. Like some people real dope with construction, you know what I mean? Some people dope with painting. Some people tattoo skills is off the chain and shit. But however that creative energy flow through you and come to you, you know, you go with what's natural with you. Like you flipped it and put it into selling Hotbowls in the streets. Like that shit is legendary. Like
straight up, it's all love too. Like
I'm reading the psychology
open the
book,
game up.
and it actually talks about that, man. The psychology book is just like saying it was like debating. It was a debate like, does society shape your mindset, who you are, or do mindsets shape society? Right, and music is the most influential thing on earth. You know, I mean, how we dress, our swagger, everything. Like it's just music. You know what I'm saying? You already know it's a style. Like if a big rapper do it, that's finna be the wave. You know what I'm saying? Like at first, you know, he was like in LA, he was like corny. He was like a black white boy if you wore Vans and cargo jeans or cargo pants. And now that's the wave. Because rappers were doing it. Rappers started doing it.
Got my Vans on and they look like sneakers.
Man, right, come on, man.
Wear color white, my Vans look clean.
Yeah,
that's true. That's what I was saying about earlier about the small cultural things that are like now global.
Right.
Like that is a great
You
example.
did say right. That's
it.
It
Like,
came
that's
around
exactly
full circle.
what I
Yep.
mean.
Right.
It's like that's what I miss about those times.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, when that was a niche,
Yeah.
like, you feel me? NBA players are dressing like that now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They got 7-foot niggas with cargo pants.
Right.
You feel me?
Special
Swag
made cargo
on.
pants.
Yeah.
You know, back then they wouldn't dare wear that.
Yeah,
You know, that was like a
saying?
skater or a surfer or a construction worker type of thing. It's crazy. But one thing about it is though, we got so much influence, man, in our culture because like anything we do is literally the wave. Like anything down to wearing tight pants. Like the punk rock kids who've been wearing tight pants. I grew up around punk kids, the anarchy kids. And then when the hip hop kids started doing it, it was the wave for the world. Like
it's now the
skinny
standard.
jeans, some cats went ridiculous with it.
But now it's the standard.
It's the
though.
standard
You gotta
now.
think that.
Yeah,
That's
Euro cut.
You feel me? That's what I was saying about it being popular culture now. It's
You're
like,
right.
hip hop is culture. Like, you feel me?
What advice do you have for the young artists that want to get into the culture and get to your level of where you at? Because I seen you put a lot of work in, bro. Like, look, the Merc Park, you was going up, your shit earned respect over here, MCing, out MCing motherfuckers. Like, did hella shows, like show after show after show after show. Killed every single one, though, like, always brought energy. It's kind of like the Jordan mentality, how he was, like, always 100% every single game. He was like, there's no telling who's gonna be in the stands or watching it. And I know they coming to see me ball. So I'm balling and giving them 100%
That's
every
how
time
I
him and
always
Kobe.
felt like any show I ever did, whether it was 3 people or
Yeah, you can feel that. It's sense it.
thousands, you know?
You can sense it every time that you was doing your thing.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have for like, cause I'm sure all kind of accolades came with that, like underground low key accolades, but a lot of like keys to the city or respect to open doors up. So I'm just
I
touch
feel
on that.
like with music or anything you do, you gotta be like 100% invested in it, you know? And if it's really like, that's what it is gonna be for you, then you're gonna put that like 100% into it, you feel me? And I feel like it's really just about your intention. Like if you wanna make money out of music or being a rapper, like do things with music that make money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you wanna be popular, do things in your like local community or city to like get you that like notoriety. You feel me? Like work on that core audience, like whether that starts with your 5 friends and then they know 5 people and then like, you know, you just kind of create that thing. But I would really just say like do something that can be inclusive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like
Real.
when we were coming up, it was all about being exclusive, like cliques and like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
there was so many cliques around, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Like little mini gangs. And
Right.
It's really about sharing that information, like, you know what I'm saying?
I remember there was a cream team in Beverly Hills, and then like the cream team in Inglewood. We heard about the cream team in Beverly Hills. They went over there and checked some shit. They was like, "We pulling your card." Like
I heard about the cliques. That was the culture of it. That was a big thing out here. I remember we had all the cliques.
It was a phase.
Yeah, it was good and bad.
That's when all the young clubs were going on too, like Bling Bling and Club Access and all that. I remember
you didn't have to buy a bottle in the club.
They was, everybody acting wild, bro.
You could come in the club and just have a good time. You didn't have to buy a bottle. You know what I'm saying? You could just go in there.
If you was drinking, you was sneaking it in.
Right, anyway.
Because you have to sneak anything in.
Right,
like, if you
for real.
wanted to shit.
Right, put this in your purse.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, good times.
You have a story for us, bro? Like story time.
I know he got a story. I know he got a good story.
Random.
One that you comfortable to give. It could be one of the rapper life stories. You can
rapper
give,
life story?
You can give one of those because, you know, rappers sometimes do some extravagant shit. So I don't know what you did in Europe or what was going on. So I don't know if you got one of those stories or if it's what happened in Europe and stay in Europa. In Europe, stay in Europe.
No names.
Yeah, it's always the homie. It's like the one time the homie. Blah, blah, blah.
I'm trying to think of a good story.
I know you got some stories out the country.
Yeah.
Man, I got all kinds of man.
I feel like the stories, like you said, it's kind of like Vegas though. It's kind of like.
Oh yeah, Vegas story there.
I didn't inhale.
Let's get
you know
it.
What I'm saying?
Let's get it. Vegas story. Yeah.
You want to hear a story about Vegas?
Yeah. Vegas story.
Here's a bad story about Vegas. How about that?
Yeah, let's read it. Vegas story.
So one time I went to Vegas for the homie's birthday, right? And we went gambling in old Vegas, like the old strip. You feel me?
Oh yeah.
So we went gambling over
Shady
there
side.
on the shady side, on the dark side of town. Where the buy-in is like $5, $10 a head. You know? We gambling 5s and 10s.
Big money.
You feel me?
Yeah.
5, 10s, 5.
No, what are we playing? We was playing blackjack, right?
Hey.
So we're playing blackjack. I start hitting, boom, boom. Now I'm betting 20s. Now I'm betting 50s.
Oh God, got a little comfortable, huh?
I get up to like 250, right? And I get up out of there. I'll take my money, boom.
You're a smart man.
Came up 250. Hey.
Then I go over to the roulette table, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm like putting it all on black.
Always bet on black.
Oh,
You feel me? So now I'm at the roulette table. I'm putting it all on black. Boom. I start off with the 50s, right?
Hey.
So I hit 250s, boom, boom. Then I double down, you feel me? So now I go up 200, you feel me? So now I'm up 450.
I'm going gambling with you, man.
Right. What?
Take the money,
Yeah.
get up out of there. You feel me?
That's one, man.
Bro, I'm walking down the strip.
Oh, here we go. Oh, man. Don't say it.
I go to pull my phone out or something. I reach into my pockets. Oh, nigga, I dropped the money.
He was faded.
That shit hurt me, dog. That shit hurts. Fuck.
I was so faded, I dropped the money. I was so mad at the homie. Cause I'm like, bro, how'd you let me drop the money? Like, nigga, you didn't see it fall out my pocket. You was walking right next to me. Like,
That was the alcohol, weed, and frustration.
that's the only thing I could
Vegas,
say.
man.
Come on, bro.
Y'all was ready to go home after that.
I was.
I'm ready now.
The homie was up. I was gambling together. The homie was up. So now I'm like, bro, let me get at least like $20, $40. I gotta like, nigga, fuck. You feel me? I was hot, bro.
You gotta throw me a lifeline, man.
So that was the last time I gambled in Vegas.
Word. Damn.
But here's to make it sweeter though. The next time I went to Vegas after that was most recently, and it was to perform at a day in Vegas. You feel me?
Respect.
And when we went on stage, the stage was right there outside of Circus and like Stratosphere. So I used to go
Goes down to Circus.
You feel me? Niggas used to go there all the time.
Get the sloppy toppy at the Circus.
Man.
Niggas been on them roller coasters.
Right.
You go to
They got roller coasters, indoor roller coasters.
Fucking massive.
Man.
So that was like a full circle moment where it was
man.
like, all right, nigga, the last time you came to Vegas, you lost big. But this time you one big. You feel me?
Balanced out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can talk about the mixed gay stories off camera. You know what I'm saying?
That's good enough. That's just, the story time part of the show. So, hey, we got a story out of you. That's what's up, man.
Yes, sir.
Real.
Man, yeah. I got some crazy stories from Europe, too, man. Europe is nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of stories.
I know you got some stories from there, but yeah, man. Look, let's say,
What happens overseas stays overseas. Oh shit.
Y'all ever been to Miami?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I give a Miami story.
I always stop through there on my way to the Dominican Republic. That's the number one
I went to the Black Spring Break with some of my brothers from school and shit.
Yeah.
That shit was classic because this nigga Bleezy. We had like the Black Hangover, like the movie The Hangover. How we was like looking for him. We was like, where the fuck is Bleezy and shit? They got kicked out the Ritz-Carlton because they was running around like rich nigga shit. Like we had this function like over there in their room. This shit got too out of hand, so they had like security code. They kicked us all out and shit. I was like, fuck. Miami started to fuck up.
We shouldn't have never
with the right people.
Those niggas.
Right.
That was pretty much the vibe. With that shit was hilarious. We ended up we at the airport. We about to go back. Like we coming back to LA. Like we all make our flight. This nigga can't make his flight. Like we over here on like a group message. Like anybody seen Bleezy? But we were like, no, he was with you last. What are you talking about? No, he was with you. He's on like the roof. He on the roof of one of the hotels and shit, just baking because it's hot as fuck out there. So like, over here, it's just.
You know it's bad when it's like that.
I thought he was with you. Yeah, I was like, I'm not tripping because I'm over here in the airport about to go back to Cali. So
did he make it to the airport?
Like he had to take a bus or some shit like that, bro. Like he ended up fucking all of his shit up, man. Like he started off on like the highest, like we at the Ritz with it, and y'all aren't at the Ritz with it, so we over here gonna turn up at the Ritz, and it turned into like, bro, like can I just hold $20 real quick? Like, you gotta see what's looking
like me in Vegas.
I'm about to take the Greyhound bus to get back over here.
That's like his joint. You got that epic transformation, man.
Yeah, Miami, man. I feel like that's one of the closest comparisons to Los Angeles. Like the strip out there and the way the people are, the culture is, it's kind of closest.
I call it Hollywood on the beach.
Yeah, it's real.
I
feel like in LA, you're famous because you're like talented, right?
Yeah.
In New York, you're famous because you're cool.
Yeah.
And in Miami, you're famous because you're rich.
Message? That's real talk, bro.
You know,
that's
like
good
in
stuff.
Miami, you gotta be fucking balling, nigga.
That's real.
Nothing
Good
else
stuff.
matters, like, nigga.
There's a lot of rich people out here that ain't cool.
Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah, they not hanging out amongst the regular people. In Miami, you see rich people and regular people mixed in, like on the beach or on the strip. You know what I mean? You see a Lambo and you just see some regular cats chilling. You know, but not out here. You're not seeing that. No. You gotta be cautious out here.
So how can the people find you, Hugh?
Yo, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter, Hugh Augustine MC. You feel me? Hugh's Hotbowls if you want to order some motherfucking tasty vegan food.
Hey. Verified.
Verified.
Black business.
Featured in the LA
Black
Times.
business verified. LA Times.
LA Times.
Ghetto.
Yeah, you can text the hotline, you feel me? 323-400-2003.
Say it one more time. One more again.
323-400-2003.
Sir.
You feel me? Hear me.
My brother Juju.
Man, it's your bro Chacho Pain.
I'm Hugh Augustine.
And brother Hugh Augustine. It's the Brothers Hermanos. Hey.